having one of those things. I like the blue. I don't have an iPhone 16. I just got the 14. I don't have. I wished I had the money to get a new watch, to get a new phone, and to get a new Mac Mini, but I don't have all that. Plus I'd like to upgrade. Um, I want to save that page right there, and I'm going to go to. I'm not buying anything right now. I'm just dreaming. You know what I mean by dreaming? I'm just wishing. What I'm going to do is remove items. I thought that said, what was that all about? Oh, that's interesting. The price. Oh, it went down because the motherboard went away. Just for fun, let me try to do this again. I'm going to do two different things right here. I'm just going to look up what it would cost if Good Friday this time of year is the best time in the world to buy things because everything goes on sale this time of year, but I don't have no money anyway, so. Is that DDR5? It is. I normally like to buy Corsair. Well, that's kind of expensive. Well, that's 64 is why that's that expensive. I want to tell you something about RAM. You always want to have more RAM than what you need. You always want to have some overkill. But there's a point to where too much overkill is a waste of your money. So this Apple computer, it's okay with 8 gigs of RAM. When I make my movies, like I'm going to make a movie here in a minute when I put all this together, and editing movies and making movies or video games too is what uses a lot of RAM. So I was looking at my utilization. My there's a monitor. Where is that monitor? Let me show you. Let me throw away this. Where is my monitor? I thought it'd be down here. Well, on an Apple computer, you go to launch right there, and then here's where you look for all these things. Let's do this. Let's test my computer. Right time. That's testing my RAM right there. That ain't bad. Mac Mini's better though. That ain't bad. Mac Mini's better. You go under a lot. You go under a lot. You go under this right here to look for that right there. I'm supposed to be able to control my phone through my computer if I wanted to. Um, but anyway, hold on a second. I'm looking for something. Maybe in here. Here's Dish Utility. I wonder if you could defrag right here. Oh, right here it shows you. So I've used up almost half of that right there. I'm not going to mess with that because one thing I learned about computers, if you don't know what you're doing, don't mess with it. Leave it alone. You make sure you know what you're liable to mess it up. That's something I've learned about. There's snapshot if you want a snapshot. Image caption. I wonder what that is. I'm looking for something here. Bear with me. Where is that thing at? I know it's in here. It's right here in front of me and I don't see it. Where is it? Are you serious? Where is it? I need to delete something over here, come to think of it. I mean, dang, where? I'm looking for the thing that monitors your computer. It tells how much RAM and everything you're using, how much GPU you're using. I don't see it. And it's right here. I know it is. I'll tell you what. See, you got this search tab right here. Watch this. This will find it for me. MON. There it is right there. Here it is. That search tab will find it. If you can't find it like that, here's how my computer's working right now. See how my computer's working? That's the CPU, how much CPU is being used. This is how much RAM's being used. See of 8 gig of RAM, it uses a lot of RAM, but to be Windows uses way more RAM. My Windows computer up there uses way more RAM than this thing. So 16 gigabytes of RAM is like 32 over there. Like I was saying a minute ago about RAM, you always want to have overkill, but there's a point to where if you get too much RAM, you just wasted your money. You just have to look and figure out how much RAM do I use doing what I do, like when I make videos. When I make this video, how much RAM do I really need? Let's say if you need about 8 to 10 gigabytes of RAM to do your hardest task, 16 ought to be okay. I thought about getting, if I don't have the money to buy another computer now. I have no idea when the next time I'm going to be able to buy another computer. But I was thinking if I did get one for Christmas from family, I could get that Mac Mini real cheap with trade. But I don't know. I may not get nothing for Christmas. You never know. But I'll get back to the Apple computer here in a minute. But I'm going to go on here and I'm just going to play around for a little bit. And I want to share my little play around components. And this is what I'm looking for. Core. Let's see. Let's go to motherboards. Let's go to Intel. I want to do Intel first. And then after Intel, I'm going to do AMD. I know that's the socket I want. I'm not sure if that one is the newer, usually the newest one's on top. I wonder what the heck this is all about. Let me just click on this, see what this is about, because I've never seen that one before. Oh, Lord. Look at the price of those. That must be Intel's. That must be Intel's Elite. Gosh, look how expensive. 500. That one right there's after taxes over 700. You serious? Man, that's just crazy. Wonder what them computers. Here's one that's $1,000 Are you kidding me? How come that's $1,000 for? I just want to see it. I just wonder why it's so expensive. Look at this plate on it right here. It's Wi-Fi 7. It's got 3 USB-Cs. It's got 20 gigabyte USB, 10 gigabyte. Boy, that's probably top-notch stuff right there. Guarantee you that's top-notch. I cannot imagine buying that board. I just wonder what kind of CPU goes in there. Let me hold this right here a minute, come right back to it. I want to try to see. I'm just so curious what kind of CPU. I don't know what type of CPU goes into that thing. I really don't. Let's go under. I'm going to try to figure it out, though. See if I can figure it out. CPU, desktop. It was Intel, wasn't it? Let me click on socket right here, Intel. Okay, let me click on, there it is right there. Well, here's, because see it, remember it said that was the socket. Look right here. See right here it says, there's a socket. LGA 1855, so this should be the LGA 1855, so that's what this should be right here. I'm wondering if this is the latest Intel. I don't know. Is that the latest Intel? I'm guessing it is. Usually they have the generation wrote on here. That's a 20 core. Where'd I say? Yeah, that's a 20 core right there. 8 performance core, 12 efficiency cores. It's the Ultra, says. I'm trying to figure out what generation it is. I know they got a 14 generation. From looking at the specs on this thing, from looking at the specs on this thing, this must be the latest thing out by Intel, because the look at the performance cores, 5.4 on the performance core, efficiency core 4.6. That's top notch there. That is like, well, I'm just playing around, man. I'm not buying nothing. I wished I could buy this today. I wished I had the money to do this today. There's one that's a 6 performance, 8 efficiency core. That's a 14 core. It's the cheapest one, I think. I think it is. I don't know this for certain, but I since I've never seen, I look at this stuff all the time for fun. This is just something I like to look at for fun. I always like to play like I'm going to buy it, but then I don't. And I'm always looking at this stuff. And this is something new that I've not seen before, so I got a feeling this stuff, it must be the latest Intel. The cheapest one's going to be $300. That was the one I was looking at. Does it come with a GPU? I see it's got performance core, efficiency cores, but does it have GPU cores on it? I don't see anything on here about. Well, that right there is a 14 core, 8 efficiency cores, 3 or 6 e- 6 performance cores, 8 efficiency cores. See, this over here was, well, say 300. I like gigabyte boards. I've always liked gigabyte. I'm a gigabyte man. And MSI is okay too. Look at all the M.2 drive. That's M.2, 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 and then PCI Express, PCI Express, PCI Express. Boy, that board there's pretty. Oh man, that's so expensive. I guess it'd be six. Then you got to buy the RAM. It would be $1,000 daggone dollars. It'd be $1,000 daggone dollars, wouldn't it, to be able to? Anyway, let me go back. Let me go back. That's got to be Intel's latest stuff out because I've never seen it before, and it just looks latest to me. But I don't know for certain. Probably is. Most likely it is, but I can't say it 100% sure. I do know Intel's. If I get this right here, the 1700 is fairly new. This stuff right here is new. So I need 3 components to switch out on my computer to change it over to Intel. I need to change the motherboard, RAM, and CPU, and hopefully my graphics card works in there. I know everything else will work. The hard drive will work, my M.2 drives will work, my fans will work, case will work, power supply will work. Everything else should work except those 3 components. I switch out to DDR5 um, newer stuff. My computer there is kinda, it's not real old, but it's 4 years old. It's getting old. It's about to be 5 years old. It's probably good another 5 years anyway. Here's a pretty good deal. It's 16 core. Don't really need that many cores. Um, I'm looking for this thing. Here we go. I think a 10 core would be fine, good enough for me. Seriously think 10 cores is good enough. I've got an 8 core in that plus the GPUs. That's probably a 10 core right there. But it's DDR5 AM4. Why are these so cheap? And this is fairly cheap. They don't have a graphics. It's 14th generation too. Look how cheap this. That's 12th generation though. That's probably, I can't remember for sure what 12th generation is. I think it's 2022. Hold on a minute. Hey Siri, what year did 12th generation Intel come out? Let's see what they're. I guessed it right. 2022. I figured it's 2020. So 12th generation is a little bit newer. Well, let's get 14th gen, to be honest with you. You're going to pay an extra $100 to go. Let's see here. I want to get one that has a. When I get one, I want it. If it's going to be Intel, I want it to be. I want it to have. This is what I want it to have. I want it to be a 10 core, 6 performance core, 4 efficiency cores, Intel graphics. That's what I want right there, as to have graphics. Here's one that's graph. What's the difference between these two? I'm trying to see the difference between these two other than the price. It's got the graphics too. It's got the same amount of cores. I bet it's if I had to guess, it's probably the speed. That's probably what it is. 2.8, 3.7. 2.8, 3.7. 2.8, 3.7. 2.8, 3.7. See, this one's got a higher speed. Wait, that's the turbo speed. That's. Okay. Okay, this is where I need 2 screens. Sometimes when I'm looking I got another screen over here. I'm gonna be looking. I'm over here on this computer here for just a second. I want to see what the difference is. I want to see what the difference is. What's this one right here? This one's probably a faster speed, but it's not. It don't have the GPU in it. I like to have the GPU in it. Then I put another graphics card in. I like to run a GPU and my CPU, and then run another graphics card. I just like that. One advantage of that is if your PCI Express GPU graphics card goes bad, you still got one that'll work in the CPU. Let's see here. Okay, here's this. Now let's go to specs. Two 2.5, 3.7, 1.8, 2.8, 4 point. The difference is the freaking speed. Well, okay. Did I pick the right one? That's good enough speed for me. That's just a little bit. That one there is a little bit better speed than that one, but this one's got This one's a little bit newer model. This one would be a little bit newer than that, a little bit better speed than that, and it's better than that by a little bit. That right there would be the RAM. So I got that. Uh, this is fun, ain't it? Gosh, some of these motherboards are ridiculous. The price. That one would work with me. It's got one, two M.2s. That one there's got two M.2s. It's Wi-Fi too, isn't it? I think it is. Yeah, it is. Wi-Fi 6E. So that would be a little under $400, wouldn't it? If I went with that Intel. Now then, well, I should have kept the RAM. The RAM, I just shouldn't have deleted the RAM because that RAM will work on AMD too. AMD and they both take the same RAM. I'm trying to hurry because this video's been like 30 minutes long. That's for a that right there. I think's for a laptop computer. Pretty sure it is. 7000 series is for the one I'm looking for. I could use that one. Zen 4. It's Zen 4 too. Oh, that's not gonna work. Take that back. That one's not gonna work. Even though that's a 6 core, it's a Zen 4. That's a 8 core, but it's a Zen 3. The higher the Zen, the faster and better the CPU. I mean, if I had a 12 core Zen 3, a 12 core Zen 3, did you hear me? A 12 core Zen 3 is slower than this 6 core Zen 4. Zen 4 is the next generation up. So this right here is a 6 core. It's a beast. I'm telling you, it's a beast. It's just as good as a 12 core third. I mean, this is a beast right here. Look at the price. $180. Okay, there's that. So we got all that. I'm looking for a Asus Gigabyte, or maybe a MSI. But I gotta have a certain slot, and it's gotta be a certain price. That one there ain't gonna work. I mean, it will work, but it. Let me show you what I mean here. Uh, I got that slot right there has got to be on the computer, and that slot will always be there. This has got two. It's a small board too. It's got a M.2, M.2. Um, and it's Wi-Fi something. See, that one there doesn't have it. That one there don't have one of them. That one there don't have it either. That one there has it, so we'll go with that. And that's a 9.6 by 9.6 board. That's a micro board too. That'll be fast. Well, the Intel was cheaper, wasn't it? It was slightly under $400. That's slightly over $400. I guess I'd go with the Intel if I was to buy this computer, buy one of these computers right now. Beautiful, ain't it? I want one of these so bad. I know I clicked on buy, but I'm not buying it. I gotta do this to just look at something here. See, you got the base right there. You got different. This one right here would be fine for me. And then you can customize it right here. Golly, it's $200 more for 24. It's $200 for 24. I don't know if I'd want to pay that much. I thought about getting that with 24 so that it would be more future proof. Down the 16 is probably going to be fine for a while. 16 RAM, because that's like 32 on the, so that would be fine. That'd be enough overkill. But I thought if I had it with 24, it'd just make it more future proof for me. But another thing is too, the more money you spend on the device means that whenever you go trade it in next time, my camera shuts. The thing about it is, the more you spend on it, if ever you want to trade it in for another computer, the more money you'll get out of your trade. Anyway, I'm going to stop this video.